Good morning, everyone. Guys, it looks like Russia and China have finally come out and agreed their alliances and that those two people are going to support each other. Now, why is this a big thing? Well, you've got to look at the timing of this and how this comes. So, guys, it shouldn't come to a shock to anyone that the BRICS nations are going to be taking on NATO. But what we've got to understand is the timeline. I did a video yesterday on what happened in September 2001. Now, that happened in 01. For me, the main invasion of Iraq happened in 03. Now, that was that was 2 years of preparation before people, from when the incident happened, the event, what a lot of people are talking about now, to when things happened. So while we can see these things laid out in front of us and we can't see a path that leads away from this, the path towards it, if you don't see it, it's going to be a lot slower than we think. Now, again, that whole incident set the world for, you could argue, 20 years of conflict. What we have right now in the world, guys, it's an absolute order of magnitude bigger. Back then, so October 01, sorry, not October, January 01, for argument's sake. January 01, there wasn't a global war. Sorry, there wasn't, there wasn't a war involving one of the world's largest nuclear superpower. There wasn't conflict like it is now in the Middle East. There wasn't all this discontent around Europe, and things seemed like 99, 2000, they seemed relatively peaceful, relatively calm. I'm going to say life was good back then. Now, what happened when the event happened was it just slung everybody into war mode. And you had some, the people in the United States, they were allowed to do things that they wouldn't have normally been allowed to do. Other countries accepted them doing things. And, you had this whole coalition going around the world like Team America, causing all sorts of carnage and mayhem. What you've got at the moment is a cauldron to lead to something a lot worse. Can you imagine, right? So just imagine right now, if an event happens similar to that one that happened in 01. Imagine the absolute catastrophe that would happen, because all countries right now are stockpiling munitions. All countries now are preparing for the inevitable. It was only a couple of months ago when we had the British Army chiefs saying we're in a pre-war stage and it's when, not if we're in war. So, the whole world at the moment is just an absolute tinderbox. Now, imagine if that event happens right now. Guys, we're heading towards a global conflict like the likes this world has never seen. Now, I've spoke many times about this divergence between the United States and the US, the United States and the United Kingdom. Look what's happening now. Look at the amount of support that the British taxpayers Britain, so I guess it is the taxpayers, are giving to Ukraine. It's got to a stage now in the United Kingdom where we are not giving money to our own elderly, and that money is then being given to the Ukrainians' elderly. So we are propping up now the Ukrainian. We're not just propping up the Ukrainian military. We're propping up the Ukrainian social system. We're propping up the Ukrainian civil servants by funding them as well, while we can't fund our own. We also, in the United Kingdom, we're neglecting training for our own soldiers to prioritize the training of Ukrainian soldiers. Just a quick question, guys. When the Falklands kicks off, I hope the Ukrainians are going to go down there and help us. Anyway, so that's what's happening right now, guys, on the ground. And then with this diversions now, what you're seeing, I'm not sure if the United States will allow Britain I'm not sure if the United States are going to let the Ukrainians use long-range missiles or not. But what you can pretty much guarantee is the United Kingdom will. And again, it's kind of a non-argument anyway, because the Ukrainians already have that capacity. I heard somebody sent me a message on one of our other platforms yesterday, said they were in Russia and the Ukrainians have just sent 40 drones over and they've hit their targets. So, we know this is happening anyway. I don't really feel letting the Ukrainians use long-range missiles inside Ukraine is going to have that much difference, because, you know, these long-range missiles they're talking about, they have a range of, like, I think the Storm Shadow has a range of 150 miles. The drones that they're using have a lot longer range anyway. Now, I think this all comes down to the Kursk power plant. I think they need them long-range missiles, because if the Ukrainians cannot take the Kursk power plant intact, take it with its reactors, with everything working so they control it, if they can't do that, I think they're going to use British long-range missiles just to destroy that power plant. And again, you know, I've said this many times, you don't need to take out the fissionable. You don't need to take out the fissionable material. You don't need to cause a nuclear disaster to take that power plant out. You can take out, you know, the cooling towers. You can take out the substations. You can take out the transistors, the resistors, the cables. There's all sorts of stuff you can do in and around that area, you know, to destroy it while keeping the nuclear, you know, the nuclear assets intact. So quickly then, guys, I'll just read this for you, because this came out like, I don't know, minutes ago. So this came out at 06:32 this morning. Russia says it would combine potential with China if faced with aggression. It keeps moving. Hang on. Where's that gone? Oh, I missed it. Hang on. Right, it's vanished. Hang on, guys. Let me try and get that again. Could combine with their potential if faced with aggression. Moscow's foreign ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said, if Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese leader Xi Jinping, it comes after Russian President Vladimir Putin, and guys, you can tell I'm not caffeinated, and China's leader Xi Jinping agreed in May to deepen what they call their comprehensive partnership and a new era of strategic cooperation. So you can see now, guys, that these countries are allying. China at the moment seems like the elephant, not the elephant, yeah, I guess the elephant in the room, whereby they're not saying what they're going to do, that everybody kind of knows. But I think that not the problem, but China, they have a lot of financial dependencies on the United States, on the West, shipping their goods. So right now, it doesn't seem like it's the right time for China to play the ace in their hole and support Russia fully. We already know, guys, that North Korea is a puppet of China. North Korea does not do anything without China's say so. That's just the reality, guys, all right? We know that Russia and Iran have huge, you know, military, financial, economic ties. We've got, you know, most recently, I think it's FATH, the FATH missile system, FATH. You know, the Iranians are shipping long-range missile systems to the Russians. And guys, be under no illusion, the Russians will be giving something back. It's my opinion, my speculation, that, guys, all these videos are my opinion, speculation, because I have to say that because of legal reasons. I got loads taken down for fake news. It's my speculation that it's not beyond the brains of an archbishop, and it's not beyond the realms of possibility that the Russians are also sending their nuclear physicists, their nuclear scientists into Iran to help them with their nuclear program. So you've got all these alliances building up, and it looks like at the moment there's a huge trading block. There's a huge energy market that is just totally closed off to the West. And right now it seems that all we're doing in the West is sanctioning ourselves, you know, and tightening the screw around our, you know, tightening the noose around our own neck by the, you know, by the context that, you know, we don't have cheap energy anymore. It's gone, it's finished, it's over, and it's not coming back. What our sanctions have actually done is strengthen the Russian energy market. And everything comes from energy, guys, okay? Whoa, that scared me. Hang on. Everything comes from energy, guys. You know, so you have cheap energy, you have cheap transport, you have better living conditions. You know, with a cheap and plentiful, you know, energy supply, you can do pretty much anything. Now, if we're strangling our own energy supply, we're strangling our own people, we're strangling our own military, and we are weakening ourselves on a global, you know, on a global stage. Guys, it's only a matter of time before these guys start poking down at the Falklands. It's only a matter of time before these wars of industrial scale happen. And, I really don't think we have, in the West right now, I don't think we have a political leadership that has the capacity to, to defend ourselves. We have this Tory leadership candidate at the moment in the United Kingdom. I don't think the front runner, I think it's Robert Jenrick, I don't think he doesn't have the X factor. He doesn't have that ability to get up there and get people behind him. Yes, he's a polished politician and he's slick and he says the right words and he boxes round questions when people are asking. But guys, we don't want that anymore. We want a real person who's going to get real stuff done for the real people. And I just don't see anyone at the moment that has not credibility. I don't see anyone in any political spectrum in the United Kingdom at the moment that has that likelihood of succeeding. It's just absolutely insane. So I don't know where we're going to be left. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. That is the crux of this video. Russia and China are strengthening their ties, while we in the West are weakening our own financial position. Guys, I'm going to max a grid. I'll get you guys another video later.